Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Dana, aka Blondie Knots, and today we are doing one of my favorite kind of videos. Somehow it's already winter. I feel like I just recorded our fall pattern wish list, but here we are again doing another seasonal kind of roundup pattern type of video. I love filming these because I just love going through all the patterns that I would just love to make if I had all the time in the world and maybe a few extra set of hands. But basically I compiled a list of all the patterns that are really speaking to me and inspiring me this season, and I'm here to share them with you. I do have all of these patterns linked in the description box, so if you're curious on finding any pattern I'm talking about, go ahead and click that Google Doc. It'll take you to a page and I will list them in the order that we talk about them today. So if that sounds good to you, let's jump right into the video. You can also follow me over on Pinterest. I have a Pinterest board made for this, and every seasonal pattern wish list video I make, I have a Pinterest board dedicated to just that. So without further ado, let's jump right into today's video. Also, some of these patterns may or may not be knit. I believe I put a couple of knit ones in just because I've been knitting a lot lately. I did keep them on the extremely beginner friendly side. So if you are a crocheter and are looking into maybe dabbling into knitting during the winter season, because I feel like that's kind of when you get the urge to knit, these should be patterns you should be able to replicate yourself as well. And so I thought it'd be kind of fun that just in case you were looking to try something new, I could put a couple ideas in there for you too. But like I said, knitting has literally been consuming me lately. I have just been wanting to knit everything, so I did pop a couple in here. So grab a hot cup of coffee or a hot tea, sit down, cozy up, and let's go over all the things we wish we had the time to make, and maybe you can pick a couple of them to make for yourself this season. I will be using my iPad to reference some of these patterns, so if you see me glancing at this, don't mind me. I'm just making sure I'm talking about the right patterns in the order I put them in. So surprisingly, I have very few accessories for this video. Typically, I like to do accessories, home decor, and wearable pieces, but right now in the winter months, all I want to do is make cozy wearable pieces. So this is a very wearable based video, but like I said, I do have a couple accessories, so let's just start with those, get them out of the way, and then we'll talk about all the other cozy sweaters and cardigans I have saved for us. First things first, let's start off with bows, because bows are just everywhere this year. You're seeing them on clothes, you're seeing them for Christmas decor, absolutely everything. So the first pattern I have saved here is this adorable bow. It is just a bow, so you could technically put this on your Christmas tree, wherever you want to in your house that you feel needs a bow. Or for me, what I want to do with this pattern is attach a little barrette to the end of it and wear it in my hair, kind of like those ones you were seeing at Target for like $8. I'm like, I could make that. So this is just a really cute pattern. I love doing a half up, half down hairstyle and putting one of these bows in, or just a full ponytail and putting it in the top of your head. Just looks so adorable. So I did save this bow as kind of a wearable accessory for my head, but you could really take this pattern in any direction you want. Like I said, it's just a simple little bow, but it's so adorable. The way that it sits is so beautiful, and you could use any scrap yarn on this project. So it could be a very inexpensive make and just a really beautiful touch to a regular everyday outfit. If you want to throw in just a little bit of crochet, which I also really like to do. Sometimes I just like to wear my regular street clothes, I guess you could call them, but I want a little something crochet, so a bow is a great thing to throw in. Another bow pattern I saw that I just cannot resist and has been on my mind since I saw it on Etsy is this bow bag. I think this bow bag is so cute, specifically in the red. This season I have been so into red. I absolutely love it. I think this bag would be so cute to make with Big Twist's sparkle line of their yarn. I don't actually know the name of the sparkle line, but to make this with that red tinsley glitter yarn would just be adorable. I think it would look so cool, and it'd be a great thing to like throw over your shoulder for a Christmas party or just a fun night out. I would also love this bag in just any color, so if you didn't want to make it so Christmassy, maybe in like a blue would be really cute with like some white scallop edging around it, so it had like a cute little extra frilly detail. You could attach some beads to it. Keeping it as the basic bow is really adorable and elegant, but to really spice it up and make it creative, I would love to, like I said, put a border around it, throw some cute charms on it. Anything to make it just a little bit more girly is really what I'm into right now. So I would love to do something like that with this bag. Hopefully I'll get around to it. It looks like it would work up pretty quickly. Even if the holiday season got too busy, I think this is something I could easily make after the holiday and just, like I said, carry it around all winter long. So that was definitely one thing I needed to mention to you guys because I feel like it was just such a cute cute bag. And my last pattern I have on here that is an accessory based item is this adorable candy cane. It looks like it's made out of a burlap blanket kind of yarn, so super plushy, super big, and it's just this adorable candy cane pillow. I would love to throw one of these on my couch or something. We see these at more high-end stores for very, very expensive and probably not that well made. So if you could just make a couple of these, pop them on your couch or on a couple sitting chairs, I think this would look so cute. On your bed would also be a cute place to put it, but it looks like it wouldn't take too long to make. Also using a really thick chunky yarn always helps the project fly by way quicker than expected. So I don't know, this is something that I really hope I can at least make one of for one of my sitting chairs that's specifically by my Christmas tree. I have a whole idea, so we'll see if I get around to it, but I did want to mention it because, like I said, I just thought it was so darling. So moving into more accessories, but more wearable accessories, I pinned some earmuffs. Now I know we all love to make ear warmers and I think they're so cute and fun, but something about an earmuff is so adorable. It's so silly. I love to wear my hair down with like big curls and pop some earmuffs on. Ever since I moved to a colder climate, I immediately bought a pair of earmuffs because I just thought they were so fun. It's something I never got to do in Arizona, was wear big cutie girl earmuffs, and now that I get the chance, I just want to have them in every color. But I have never made a crochet pair of earmuffs and they've just been on my mind. I found some bases you can buy on Amazon, so you could just kind of crochet around it, add some polyfill, I think is what you would do, and then you would have yourself an earmuff. So I will link those down too, because I think they were 4 for $12. So not too expensive, but this is something too, if you do markets or you sell things on Etsy, you could probably make these up and put them on your Etsy or sell them at markets. I think they would do really well, and it would be something really unique, especially if you're at an outdoor show. I think people would scoop these right up. At my outdoor show, whenever it's chilly and I have beanies, people buy them just to wear right there and then. So I don't know, that's definitely something to keep your eye out for. Also, this pair specifically with the fuzzy yarn, I don't know exactly what yarn they're using in this pattern. I'll try to find out and add it on the screen if I can, but how cute are these? I love fuzzy earmuffs. I love the pink. I think these are so fun. The hot pink hearts, honestly for me, the more obnoxious the better with these earmuffs, but you could just take it a really basic, easy route too. And yeah, so I just wanted to share this with you because I don't feel like I see a lot of people talking about or making earmuffs, and I think we should. I think they're really fun. So I do have some plans and some upcoming vlogs to make some earmuffs with you guys, so stay tuned if you want to see the way I'm gonna create them. I have a couple little fun plans, so I'm really excited to share that with you, and I hope you'll stick around for that. Another thing that I just absolutely love in the winter months, now that I live in a colder climate, is scarves. They really can elevate a very basic outfit. I like to wear a lot of basic neutral colors, nothing too crazy and exciting. So having a fun scarf really helps me feel like I'm spicing up my outfit, but it's also keeping me very warm and toasty. So we love functionality. Anyway, I did save a couple of these scarves. This plaid looking one is one I put on my list every single winter and I've just never gotten around to it. So I do have it on my wish list. We'll see, but I did want to put it on here in case you have some extra time to make one. I wanted to show you that, as well as a granny square scarf. I love these. I put this on my makes list actually for in this year things I wanted to make, and I've also never got around to it, but I would highly recommend because it's so fun and colorful. I think people would honestly probably stop you on the street to tell you how cool it is. I don't know if that's something you want or not. It's not necessarily something I want, but I think this scarf would just be too cool not to say something about. So I did want to mention that because I just simply love it. Another scarf I found that I love is this picture. I could not find a pattern link to this, but it said it was a hand knit scarf. So it looks like it's just using a really chunky yarn. Again, it kind of looks like burlap blanket to me. I don't know why I'm into such girly like pinks and reds this season. I'm typically more of a blue-green for winter, but this year, I don't know, I'm trying some other colors, I'm trying some other things, and so it's definitely been inspiring to me. Of course, you can edit this colorway to whatever suits you best, but I wanted to show you these just in case, again, you want to try something new. And speaking of knit scarves, I saved 3 of these here. One of them is a stockinette, but the other 2 are just a garter stitch scarf, and garter stitch is a very beginner-friendly stitch to learn. So I think if you're newer to knitting, this is something you could pick up very easily. You just get yourself a nice, real chunky wool. Even Joann's Lion brand has a chunky wool in stock at the stores now, which is really fun because it used to be something I think you just had to order online. I had never seen it in store, but I did see it last year, I think it was, I saw it for the first time, but just like a number 6 wool yarn and just knit this up. It works up so quickly. It's so fun. And then you get this big obnoxious scarf out of it. I am so looking to make one of these because I did just receive some really beautiful like icy blue wool yarn that is a chunky yarn, and I am so wanting to make a big chunky scarf with it in garter stitch. I love the way that that stitch looks. It has a lot of texture to it. It's really fun, and to make a really wide scarf that you can just really wrap yourself in and feel like you're walking around in a blanket. Who doesn't love that? So this is definitely something that is on my wish list. I hope to maybe like take some time during Christmas and work this up. I always try to think of a special little project that I work on during Christmas when we're just all sitting around chilling and I want something kind of easy and mindless. This might be my project for that this year. So keep an eye out for that. And on the complete opposite end of that spectrum, if you are looking to knit something but you are more into a small dainty scarf, the Sophie scarf by Petite Knits that we all, I feel like, know and love, honestly, is probably a great place for you to start with that too. It looks way more complex than it is. I have knit about half of one of these. If I'm being completely honest, I never finished it, but I did start one, and it was so simple for me to learn as a beginner knitter, even with a smaller needle size. I'm looking at my needles because they're sitting right there. I think I used a 3.5 millimeter needle for that. So I did want to recommend that one to you as well, because I don't have to use a really super chunky, bulky yarn. If you're not into that, if you're more into a fine weight or fingering weight yarn, this would be the pattern for you. All right, our next category of accessories are these neck warmers. I love these. All the ones I have on here are crocheted. A lot of people wear these under like a sweater that doesn't have a turtleneck on it or a mock neck situation, and it's just a great way to look like you're wearing 2 layers at once without having to overheat and wear 2 layers at once. So I love these. You would never know you're just wearing like half of a sweater basically underneath. This one that I pinned for you, it's called Diamond Stitch, but it looks like the Alpine Stitch to me, and Alpine Stitch is such a fantastic slept on crochet stitch in my personal opinion. I love it for the winter. It totally looks like the alpine trees to me, which I think might even be where the name comes from. I don't actually know, but I just adore this stitch. I think the texture in it is so cool. And so yeah, I just pinned a couple different ones in case you're interested in anything along those lines. I love making these in neutral colors as well. So just a couple options there in case you are looking for a fun little quick project. So moving on from those, we have 2 more accessories, so hang in there with me, and then we're gonna get into our sweaters and cardigans, which is of course everything I'm thinking about right now during this season. Our next category of accessories is leg warmers. I'm a sucker for a good leg warmer. I have always loved the look of leg warmers, and I think I just might be really into layering is what I'm kind of learning from this video. Also, I'm wearing layers right now, but I think these are so darling. I love them with the Uggs. I love them with the combat boot. Whatever you want to wear these with is just so cute. Again, it adds just a little something to your outfit. It probably keeps your feeties a little bit more warm, your lower leg, if that's something that gets cold for you a lot. I don't know, but I just love the way all these looked. One of them that I pinned here is not a actual pattern, but I wanted to give you some kind of inspo. These ones have bows, scalloped edge, love that too. And again, this is something that I feel like would work up pretty quickly. You could use an acrylic yarn, so it could be a very inexpensive project for you. I just think they look so classy and fun. And our very last section for accessories is going to be these fuzzy bucket hats. Again, something I've had on my pin boards for years and years. Since I started crochet 3 years ago, I have been wanting to make one of these, and year after year, I have just never made one, but I need to get a faux fur yarn and just work one up already. This one in the red is just gorgeous, especially on the dark hair. I love that. I don't know, I genuinely feel like you cannot go wrong with this. It would be so cozy, so warm. It's a little bit different than a beanie, so if you're not feeling the beanie, you're not feeling earmuffs, you can just pop this hat on. If your hair is dirty, you could throw this on and you're ready to go out the door. I mean, what's not to love about that? So I did pin just a couple here to show you some different looks of them, but yeah, everything about that I just absolutely adore and could not wait to share those with you. So that is going to wrap up our accessory section. I did try to kind of speed through those because there's not really too much to say about them, but now I want to talk about some of the sweaters I pinned with you. Now for our sweater section, I have two moods when it comes to sweaters. I either like fun, silly, loud sweaters, or I like a very basic sweater, and I really don't have much in between. So I do have both types pinned for us here. And also I think all of the sweaters I have pinned, let me double check. Yes, these are all crocheted. I do believe some of them might be Tunisian crochet. I did look into the patterns a little bit, but it didn't specifically say in a few that I checked if it was Tunisian crochet or if it was regular. So Tunisian crochet is not something I have tried yet. It's something I'm very interested in trying, but again, if you're looking to try something new, maybe one of these would be a really fun way to introduce yourself to Tunisian crochet. For me, I love a white sweater. I don't know why. They look like you bought them in a store, which when I make sweaters, truly most of the time, that is the look I go for. I don't always want it to scream, I made this. So I like a more toned down sweater look. And so a lot of the ones I have pinned here are that way. I love a lot of texture in my sweater. As you can see in like these couple of ones, I thought these were super fun. These look really intricate. I think it would keep your brain motivated to finish the pattern because your texture is changing so often. You know, sometimes when you're making a crochet sweater or a larger garment, you can get kind of bored when you're working the same stitch over and over, but I feel like in a pattern like this where you're constantly changing stitches and textures and things like that, it can keep your brain very excited to move on to the next step of that. And you can be like, okay, I have two more ribbed looking rows left and then the sweater's done. For me personally, I love to play mind games with myself to get myself through larger projects quicker. And so I feel like these would both be a really good option for that. And that's something I really do actually look for when I am making a larger project. Even though I love the way this looks, I could see this taking me a lot longer than the other ones just because it's very monotonous and it's a lot of the same work over and over. So if that's more your speed to kind of do a repeat round over and over again, I would recommend something more along these lines. However, I do love the way these look and I would absolutely make these. I specifically love this one though because I love that it looks like it was made with a tweed yarn. If you want a more inexpensive yarn for this, Big Twist has a beautiful tweed line. It is also extremely soft. Sometimes tweed I feel like can be scratchy, so this particular line, I love them. I feel like I sound like a Joann's Big Twist ad right now and I'm really not. I'm just trying to think of yarns I would pair with this. It just happens to be a lot easier in the winter to work with an acrylic yarn because it's okay that it's a little warmer, and so I just like to throw out some yarn recommendations, especially for some more affordable yarns when you're making a sweater or something and you have to use a large quantity of them. I think Big Twist tweed, like I said, would be a great option for specifically that sweater. And then another sweater I found super fun and interesting was this one. Even though this looks like it's worked in all maybe half double crochet in the back loop or something along the lines of that. I love the button detail at the top. I think that's a really fun and exciting different look to a sweater. I would love to make something like this. I have never made something like that before. I can't tell if those buttons open or not, but even if it's just a fun detail, I love the way it looks. I love throwing in a little bit of brown into that color, that more oatmeal looking color. I think it's very beautiful. I did also forget I did pin one knit sweater, and this is one I don't even know if I could accomplish, but of course I'm going to share it because I feel like it. It's this one, and I wanted to show you this too just because you can look for this in a crochet pattern, of course, but I love the way this looks as well, where the sleeves are textured and then the body of the sweater is just a very basic build. I love the way that looks, where it's very subtle and then the sleeves have the fun either pop of color or texture. I think it's an interesting way to add something to the sweater, and then by the time you get to the sleeves, you have a little something to look forward to in terms of changing up your stitching and stuff like that. So I did want to point that one out. So if you're looking to make a more colorful, fun sweater, I have some of those saved for you too. This first one I found was extremely unique. I have never seen a pattern like this before, and it is called the reversible cozy sweater. So reversible, obviously it can be worn either way. I don't even know what stitch this is in. I didn't really look into it before I pinned it. I pinned it just because I got genuinely excited to show you this, but it looks really fun. I love that she did the tan with the green. I think that's a great color combo, and obviously flipping that inside out, you'd have a completely different looking sweater. So this is kind of like getting two for the price of one, and it would be something that if I had the time for this season, I would absolutely love to get into. If you make one, let me know. I would love to see it reversible. I just know this is something I sadly won't have the time to get to. Another thing I've been seeing a lot this season for whatever reason, no complaints though, I'm loving it, is the Hungry maybe it's just one hungry, the hungry caterpillar. He's everywhere. I've seen so many scarves of the hungry caterpillar, which I'm actually going to link one of those too because I forgot to put it in my scarf section. But every time I see one, I'm so tempted to make it. I think it's so fun and cute. It's such an homage to my childhood. I love that book. And yeah, I just see this pattern everywhere right now, in hats, in sweaters, in scarves. People are making the amigurumi version of it where you can like stuff the fruits and cakes and things in its mouth. I think that's so silly and fun. But this sweater in particular I found looks so cute. I love how they did the sleeves and the color of his body and stuff. But yeah, everything about this looks really whimsical. I love a silly sweater every now and then. If you want something more colorful and fun, but not quite as exciting as the hungry caterpillar, I also have this sweater saved for you. Again, I sound like a broken record, but this has been on my wish list for at least 2 years now. I have wanted to make the Montana sweater. I think this texture and stitch definition at the top is so gorgeous. It's so unique. I love the colors they used for it. It just is screaming cozy to me, and everything about it, I just love it. Like I said, have never got around to making it, but this is something I would definitely prioritize for myself. It's also a free pattern if I'm not mistaken, so there's really no excuse for me not to make it. I wanted to share it with you in case you're looking for something that is exciting but is also a little more tame, and maybe you feel more comfortable wearing that out in public, because that's something I always look for when I'm making stuff is, am I going to wear this piece? I get really excited about making things that sometimes I wouldn't realistically wear out or wear out as often, and this is something I feel like I would be grabbing for a lot. It could be definitely a staple piece in my wardrobe, so I wanted to share that with you. And my last sweater pattern I have for you is for my folks who live in a warmer climate but want to feel like it is still winter where they live. This pixie sweater is so gorgeous. Again, love the coloring. I love the monochromatic with the greens. Any kind of monochromatic look for this would just be so gorgeous. Looks like there's some treble crochet in here, and maybe even more than that. I don't know how these stitches are so open, but you would get such good airflow in this. You could wear a really cute bralette under this, just a little tank top, anything, and I think you could still stay nice and cool while also looking and feeling cozy for the winter without overheating. I know that's a big problem when you live in a warmer climate. And before we move on to our last category of cardigans, I do see I forgot to move one of my pins around to my sweater section, but I did want to show you this too, because I think sometimes as crocheters, we think that cable stitching and cable patterns are reserved for knitters, but they are not. We can still cable as crocheters. So I wanted to share this pattern with you because this is a beautiful cable sweater. I have made a cable sweater before, and they are just so beautiful. I'm actually going to link the one that I made in the pattern list and put a picture of it here. This is the one I made last year, yes. Absolutely love it. Again, does not look handmade, which is something, like I said, I go for when I'm making pieces. And this one is made with a finger weight yarn. It is not as warm as this other one I'm showing you, but in case, again, you live where it's warmer or you get hot quick, this would be a great piece to make. I adore this piece, and I need to find it and wear it more. I should have worn it today, actually. Regardless though, cables are not reserved for only knitters. So if you want to branch out and try some fun cabling, I would give this a go. It also looks like, yeah, this is a free pattern, so you cannot go wrong giving this a shot. Now guys, for me personally, cardigans are my absolute favorite thing to make. I honestly make them year round. I love everything about a cardigan. I love the layering, of course. I love the buttons. You can make two of the exact same cardigans and put two completely different buttons on them, and you have a completely different look for both looks. I just think that is so neat. I love making crop cardigans, the longer ones, all over the board. So really quick, let me share some of these with you that I saved. First on our cardigan list is this one. This is called the Banbury Drape, and it is just a really basic, simple cardigan. It does look like it's made with more of a furry yarn, so it's gonna be extra cozy for you. Everything about this piece looks so cozy. It is also a free pattern, and it's beginner friendly, so this is a great place to start for you if you're new into cardigans. There is no buttons on this one particularly, but I would add them on, even just for show. I love a show button. what can I say? So this is gonna be my first one I share with you guys, and then I found a couple others too. These ones are more of a cropped style, so if you're more into a crop cardigan, I have these two for you. This one specifically is, let's see, it says free crochet pattern and also with video tutorial. So if you've never made a cardigan before, you can give this one a shot. She has it shown on the blocking board here. It almost looks like she made it in one piece. I don't know, don't quote me, because I have not tried this pattern, but I love this blue tweed color. I think it looks great. I love the buttons. Sold on the buttons, but definitely would look into giving this one a shot. We also have this other really fun one from Hobbii, and this is just a really cute two-tone color. I love a white and black together in the winter. I think that's such a fun look, and so I pinned this one just to show you some different color combinations especially, but I love the striping and then going to the black from the white. That looks really, really nice. Also, I love the black on the bottom because this way, in case I get anything on my sleeves or whatever, if I'm out and about, you won't see it as much on the black, of course, as you would on the white. Next cardigan I have pinned here is just simply gorgeous. I don't think you can talk about or think about winter without thinking about a houndstooth pattern. I have never personally made a houndstooth garment before with crocheting, but this piece is just so yummy to me. That's the only word I can think about when I see it. I love the length of it. I love the houndstooth, especially in this cream and light brown kind of orangey color. This is such a unique combination. Her wearing it with the white and black, just her whole outfit actually is so cute. I have also never made a cardigan that long, so this is something, if I had the time, I would just absolutely love to try. Maybe after the holidays I can give this a go in like January or something where it's still really, really cold. While we're talking about houndstooth, I also wanted to show you this little vest I found. This is the only vest I had, so I didn't have a category for it, but this is just a really classic white and black houndstooth vest. You cannot go wrong with the white and black houndstooth. I think it would be fun with like a red scarf on or just red accessories. That bow I showed you at very first, that bow in your hair with this houndstooth vest on, and you're the coolest girl around. I'm just saying. Great for a Christmas party or something along those lines. And just, again, after Christmas, still good for the entire winter, which is always something I'm trying to achieve in my pieces. So wanted to point both of those houndstooth out to you because they are just simply gorgeous. While we're on the conversation of a longer cardigan, I pinned this one as well. This one has everything I love. The color I love, the buttons I love, the length I love. It just looks so cozy. You could really bundle up in this on the couch. I could see this absolutely being a staple piece in your wardrobe for the entirety of winter, even like late fall. You could pull this out in the evening, like sitting by the fire outside or something. Just something about this color combination does it for me. This just screams winter, it screams cozy, and I just love the way it makes me feel when I see a piece like this. So I needed to share that with you. One of the patterns I saw that I was confused if this was Tunisian crochet or not was this one. It definitely puzzled me. I don't know because I couldn't zoom in too much on my phone. It is this cardigan here and it looks knit to me. Personally, at first glance, I thought it was knit, so I wasn't gonna pin it, but as I read it more, it is a crochet pattern and it does come with videos. So if it looks a little complex for you, there is videos to help along the way. It's simply gorgeous. It in this light blue color with the two bows, with an all black outfit, a fuzzy bucket hat on. I'm good for the whole winter. It would be the winter uniform. She has a lot of colors that her testers use in it, and every time I swipe to a new colorway, I love this cardigan even more. So maybe this is something I could get around to making as well. I don't think anyone else put the bows on. Oh yeah, someone else did put 3 bows on in pink. I'm gonna put that one here too. Gorgeous, love it. But you could really tone this down and just make it in a very neutral color, no bows, no frills to it, and just have this, and it's just a gorgeous piece. I would love to purchase this pattern, honestly, just to see what the pattern looks like and how she constructed such a beautiful piece like this. I think this designer did an incredible job and it needed to be shared just a little bit with you guys there. And to close this video out, I wanted to share with you one more little knit piece. This piece does read that it is an advanced beginner project, so a little bit more than just my very, very beginner friendly pieces like the scarf I did mention earlier, but something about this, it just, again, it did it for me. I don't know. Anytime I just see a piece that like literally sparks joy in me. I pin it immediately, so if you guys are following me, you can see it too. Even just to pull inspiration from, if you don't feel like you could knit this, you could crochet something very similar to this, and I'm sure there's a lot of patterns out there for crochet as well. This is a free knit pattern, so there'd be no harm in trying it out if you wanted to. This would be a great kind of like in-between project where you wouldn't have to feel like you're dedicating so much time to it and get overwhelmed, but still getting kind of that same feeling by making like almost half a sweater, if you will. I imagine you just make a very long piece and then just wrap it around yourself, either in the front or back. She has it styled so that it wraps in the back, but I feel like I've seen something like this before wrapped in the front, and it looks super gorgeous either way. So it would just give a totally different look. And so you kind of get like 2 sweaters for one. But I did want to close with that just to kind of really, like I said, throw in a little more inspiration and creativity so you can think beyond just a sweater or a cardigan. I will be pinning to this board for the next month and a half at least, probably, or as long as it's cold here in Virginia. So if you want to follow me over there and see what I keep constantly pinning, I'll also try to rearrange it to keep things organized by how we talked about them. So my cardigans will kind of be in one section, my sweaters in another, accessories down below, and so on and so forth. But I really hope you enjoyed this video today, guys. Like I said, just love talking about cozy patterns with you. If you have something extremely cozy and has been sparking inspiration and joy for you, tag a link to it down below so other people watching this video can pull inspiration from it. I can go take a look at it. I will be down there chatting with you guys in the comments as always. So if you have any questions about any patterns we spoke on today and I can answer them for you, I will definitely put that there. But again, all the links are in the description for you, or they're on my Pinterest board. Don't forget to follow me over there. I hope you found this video inspiring and you got some good ideas from it. Even if you're not going to directly use any of these ideas, I hope it can at least get the gears rolling in your head if you've been kind of in a creative slump, or you just have so many projects you want to make that you don't know where to start. I would highly recommend putting them all on a board, taking your top 3, putting those in order, and then just working from there. And once you get those done, you can move on to other projects. That's how I like to do it personally, just to keep myself as organized and far from as overwhelmed as I can be. The holidays are already overwhelming as is, and you don't need to further overwhelm yourself. So give yourself some grace. Remember, you're only one person and you can only knit or crochet so fast. So you will get your project done whenever it gets done, and that's totally okay. You will have it for many seasons to come. So don't rush it. That's something I tend to do a lot too when I'm crocheting, is I just want to get it done, but it is more important to do it right than to just get it done. So I didn't mean to throw that little piece of advice at you, but I was just thinking about these things as I go. But I'm going to close the video out here for you guys today. I hope to be seeing you this Thursday. I got kind of behind with the holidays. It was just a crazy time, but I hope to see you this Thursday. Otherwise, of course, I will see you in Monday's video. If you're new here and you feel like sticking around, don't forget to subscribe before you leave here. I would love to have you be a part of this community. I post new videos every Monday and occasionally on Thursdays, and they're always crochet or knit related. We have a lot of fun here on the channel. Make sure you like this video if you liked it, and share this with any of your other crochet or knit friends who might need some inspiration, or you just want to bounce some pattern ideas off of. I absolutely love doing that with you guys in the comments as well. Other than that, guys, I just wanted to thank you for clicking on the video today. Thank you for letting me take up a little bit of your time here on the internet today, and I will be seeing you in my next one. Bye!